Hey, this lesson we're going to be creating an image gallery website, and we're going to get some images from our dummy image generator. So what we need to do is create a website that looks just like this. So just give you a quick overview, then you can pause the video and I'll walk you through the solution coming up. So this is just developing it from scratch with nothing, just a basic HTML template. Hey, so this is our finished project of our image gallery. So we've got a head area there, we've got a footer area there, and then we've got a main section with a bunch of images. So these images are coming from the dummy image generator. And of course, if you already have images, you can use these as well. So the images are going to be resized with styling, and they're going to fit depending on whatever the screen size. There's always going to be 4 columns of images. And if you don't have this many images, then you can go with less columns. The important part of this exercise is just to get familiar with how to construct the basics of a website from scratch. So that's what we're going to be doing in the upcoming lessons. And also I did some updating of the font to be uppercase here. And I've also aligned the font in the middle. So try it out, pause the video here, and I'll walk you through the solution coming up. And this one is all from scratch, so you start with a basic HTML template. So first, create a file. I'm calling it gallery.html. And then we also need to create a CSS file. So go ahead and save this, and I'm going to save it as gal.css. And then within the gallery, we want to link to the CSS content of that file. So within the head section, adding in the link tag, rel, and selecting style sheet. Let's link to the style sheet, and then the href tag, linking to the gal CSS style sheet. And also let's add in the type. And this is just going to be text CSS content. So now that we've set up those 2 pages, we need to have a few different sections for the page. So this is going to be the top section. And you could also call this head as well. So let's just call it header. And then there's a main section, and this is where all of the images are going to be contained. And then after that, let's add the footer, and this could be a basic website. And then this is where we can put copyright information and whatever else we want to put. And contact information and so on. So now let's head over to, we need to actually, well, let's load the gallery.html page. So we don't have a whole lot happening on this page quite yet. So let's grab some images. And I'm going to generate some with different background colors. So copying the link. And then within the section, specifying the image source. Then you can paste the image sources. And if you have your actual images, it's going to be a whole lot better. So grab a bunch of these images. And then I'll update the image colors, or I'll just do a lowercase to be consistent. And let's see what our gallery looks like now. So I've got 5 images in there. And how about we add a few more images so that we have a total of 9 altogether. So, and one more. So now we've got 9 images, and I also should make these different. And I'm not actually even sure what colors I'm going to end up with here. So this is a short format for hex. And let's see what happens. So we've got a bunch of different images with some greenish type colors there, and most of them being grayscale. So now we're ready to apply our CSS. So opening up the CSS file. And our images are contained within the section. So we can select the main element, and we want to apply it to the images. So section with img tags inside. Let's float these, and we'll float it to the left-hand side. And if, for instance, we want to have a grid of images that are, we want to have 3 by 3 for the images, that means that we need to go 33% across. So setting up the width, so 33% across, and refresh. So that gives us a grid of images. Also, maybe we want to have some spacing. So we can add in padding, and that will give us a spacing effect for the images. But what happened is it messed up our box sizing. So we need to apply that box sizing. And using the asterisk, the same thing that we did in the last lesson. So that gets it applied to all of the elements. So using the box sizing and applying border box will fix this issue and force the image, or force the element, to have a max width of 33.3 depending on the size of the page. So even if we've added in padding, it will fix this and realign the content. If we want to have 4 images across, so that's 25%, and then we can do the math. And what's happened here is that the footer got messed up. So let's go down, and we'll update the header area. And I'll give this a background color, set it to black, and update the font size. And we can also use the text transform. So we'll change it all to uppercase. And we can't see it, so we need to also update the color. And text align, so center the line, or center the text in the middle there. So that's our image there, their header. And now let's finish this up by making an adjustment to the footer. And if you're using these tags more, then, or if you've got more additional content, they need to be more specific on the selector. Let's set the background color, font color, I'll set it to be white. I'll do a refresh. So there's our background image. And maybe actually we'll set it to be black. So I'll use the shorthand for the black hex. Also, let's give it a height, and then also we need to clear the floats. So clear, and just do clear both. We could also just do clear left. So there we've got our footer, and then the last thing that we want to do for the footer, let's apply some padding. So text is not right at the top, so just do padding top, or you could have done just the padding itself. Fixed text align center, and then there's also the font size. And I'll set that to 1.5 EM. So refresh, and there is our image gallery created from scratch and applying what we've learned throughout the lessons.